In this video, I'm going to talk about the diagnostic process I used that earned me an extra 20 grand within the first year of using it. The process took me from struggling to diagnose a residential split system to having customers fly me out in helicopters to diagnose chillers and refrigeration systems for them on oil rigs in the North Sea. This is by far the most valuable diagnostic skill that I developed early in my career. Factory technicians, global technicians, and the top 1% of technicians all over the world use this process to diagnose the most complex problems in our industry. I've been refining this process over the last decade, and it has enabled me to diagnose chillers, refrigeration systems, and everything in between in a fraction of the time it takes anyone else. So get some popcorn. If your chair doesn't have a seatbelt, then you better get one because you're going to need it. And get ready to learn something that no one else talks about. This one skill laid the foundation for the confidence I have. It also allowed me to come up with solutions to some of the most complex problems that other technicians have spent days on and couldn't figure out. I'll start off by telling you how horrible my first service call went and dive into practical steps so you can begin to develop this skill set for yourself. My first service call was a horrible experience, just like most technicians. I spent 2 days fixing a super simple problem that should have only taken me a couple hours. I was super insecure at the time, and I was questioning whether or not this was something I actually wanted to do with the rest of my life. At the time, it was the first heat spill of Minnesota. I got called out to a hotel where the split system for their hallways wasn't keeping up. I was super green, and I didn't want to look like a dumbass, so I tried everything I could possibly think of to fix this damn thing, and still ended up looking like a dumbass. The head pressure was low and it was freezing up all the way back to the compressor. I talked with 4 technicians and no one had any idea because they all assumed I had checked the basics, and I had not, of course. I wasn't able to get anyone to come out and look at it because the shop said everyone was too busy, blah blah blah, typical. At first I thought it was low on charge, so I added some gas, and that wasn't it. Then I tried adding a fan cycling switch to bring the head pressure up, and that wasn't it either. After the 10th call to one of the senior guys, he said, "Screw the shop, I'm coming out to take a look at it with you. I think you're missing something stupid." And obviously he was right. He spent about 15 minutes looking at it, wrote down some things on a piece of paper, and told me the unit had too little airflow. He said, "You need to go cut a hole in the ductwork at the inlet of the evaporator, then give me a call and let me know what you find." I go cut the hole in the ductwork, and what I found was at least 5 years of running without an air filter. It looked like someone lost at least half a dozen fucking cats in there. The entire evaporator was completely matted up and covered in mold, and it was this moment that I knew that I had fucked up. So with my tail tucked between my legs, I called the technician that was out there with me. He had a pretty good laugh. He thought it was super funny. Then he told me the only difference between you and me is the experience I have and that I write everything down. He went on to share the process he uses for diagnosing stuff, and he sent me the diagnostic sheet that he used. He said, "Every time you're on a maintenance or a service call, fill it out and give me a call and we can go through it together." This one simple thing changed the entire trajectory of my career. It allowed me to quickly pass everyone up around me and pay an experience. After just a couple months, the shop started sending me to more and more complex service calls because I wasn't getting any callbacks, and I was way faster than even some of the senior techs. After 6 months, I got a $3 pay raise. After a year, I got a $5 pay raise, another $5 on top of that. I began traveling the U.S. working on all sorts of different industrial equipment, from power plants to manufacturing facilities to food processing facilities, anything you can think of, you name it, I've been there. When I first started using the diagnostic sheets, it was quite lame, I'll admit. It was pretty boring because I just wasn't used to writing anything down. After just a couple months though, I developed the ability to look at a system like it was made of glass. I could see the entire system from a completely different perspective, and it allowed me to correctly diagnose problems every single time, consistently. This is what a diagnostic sheet looks like. The way you use it's pretty straightforward. Fill in the design readings, fill in your actual readings, and then make your diagnosis off of that. When you use this process, it eliminates you having to rely on memory and allows you to get a more accurate picture of how the entire system is operating. Another bonus is that you can also save your log sheet for future reference and look back at it. When you fill out a sheet for everything you touch, you're actively training your mind to think of more than just a couple of readings that are off. It allows you to break the entire system down and think your way through the problem instead of guessing. You might be able to guess your way to success on rooftops and split systems, but you're only going to grow your confidence when you stop guessing and you start actually analyzing what's happening and making a decision based off of your readings. Nobody's going to trust you to service their $2 million chiller if all you're doing is guessing. If you're guessing on a piece of equipment like that, you're going to be spending thousands of dollars and nobody's going to trust you. You can get these diagnostic sheets for free from our website. There's a link down below in the description. It's capitaldiagnostics.com. The promo code is YouTube, all caps. If you use that promo code, you'll get it for free. You'll still have to run through the checkout process, but you won't have to enter any card information or anything like that. So you can download those for free since you're watching the video. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help. If you found this video helpful, please throw a thumbs up in the comments section, like, and subscribe for more. Thank you, guys.